Gender and Sexuality Studies at Oregon State. Originally from Houston, Texas, she holds a BA from the University of Missouri-Columbia, an MA from Texas A&M University, and a PhD in American Studies from the University of Kansas. Her research and academic work focuses on the religion of hoodoo, popular culture, Black queer and performance theory, and Black cyber feminism.
Before I speak, I want to invoke Dr. Saida Gundry. For those of you who don't know her name, she is an assistant professor at Boston University. She is the most recent example of what happens to Black women, even Black women professors, who speak the truth. I do not sit up here on this panel easy. This is not just a fun panel or a CV line. This is a very vulnerable act for me. Bad things happen to Black bodies who speak the truth. And even though this is my profession, this is my job, telling the truth is my act of love, I do this knowing that I put myself overtly in danger, especially in the landscape of Corvallis. So, as I speak, you know I do not speak lightly, and no, I'm not sitting up here easily. So that being said, when I think about Baltimore, the most pressing thing in my mind is I live in a culture that can understand the Hunger Games, but not understand Baltimore. I'm like, let that sink in. Think of the millions of dollars that went to the Hunger Games, the books, the whitewash movie, like the racial erasure. Think of how our culture loves the Hunger Games, but can't understand Baltimore. I'm not sitting here to talk about racism. I'm here very specifically to talk about anti-Blackness and how our culture is grounded, founded, and rooted in anti-Blackness. And the whole history of North America is choking on the blood of Black bodies. It is on our hands. It is in our mouths. And I say yes because I was raised in this culture of violence and anti-Blackness, as all of us in this room were. None of us are immune from this, and it's inescapable. The Baltimore riots, as we call them, are not an isolated incident. They are a manifestation of every 28 hours a Black body is murdered by police. There were 2 deaths as of this morning. As I was finalizing what I was going to say, I read about 2 more Black bodies murdered by the police today. Baltimore is not just a one-off. It is not just a hot summer of blood. We are coming off of the summer of Trayvon Martin. We are coming off of the silence of Rekia Roy. You're coming off the silence of... I have to speak silently because I'm already the angry Black body on this campus. I have to curtail the way I talk about anti-Blackness. We are coming off all these silences around the murder of Black bodies by police. And so Baltimore is not a riot. Baltimore is people simply being able to not breathe anymore. Baltimore is a manifestation of people being tired of choking on this blood. And so we talk about the rioting and the looting. We don't talk about Pumpkin Fest. We don't talk about what happened when Joe Paterno got fired. We don't talk about the violence surrounding whiteness, the privilege surrounding whiteness. So we talk about Baltimore as a Black problem, violence inherent in Black bodies. When it's not. It is people being gunned down for 28 hours. It is a reflection of bodies being tired of genocide. And it is a reflection of our culture's pornographic desire to consume the death of Black bodies. I don't know who of you is active on Tumblr, but there is still a live stream from Ferguson happening. I look at this live stream every day of the desecration of the memorials of Ferguson. I look at the live stream of people still being tear gassed. This is still happening. But because it's no longer in the very front of our faces, because there is new blood on our hands, we ignore this. We ignore the silence around Marisha McBride's death. We ignore the silence around the Black trans bodies murdered every 28 hours. Baltimore is not new or an isolated incident. Baltimore is a scheduled act on a timeline of scheduled acts that is steeped in anti-Blackness surrounding the police force, surrounding the industrial prison system, surrounding like the very laws that make our nation. And none of us are immune from this, and none of us are escaping this. And none of us can sit comfortably in the silence of colorblind. Colorblindness is violence, and this whole thing like, oh, we're all one people, and I don't know what that can be used to destroy our homes. That is just as an act of violence as severing a spine. Our silence is consent. Our silence, and just like a small panel where we talk about this violence and then don't do anything about it, is consent. Like, I'm not advocating grabbing your pitchforks and going in the streets. I'm advocating, like, question your position within white supremacy. Question the ways that you personally enact these small violences. Question the way that you're complacent. And a lot of you look uncomfortable in here. And I tell my students, good, I'm not here for your comfort. Black bodies are not killed every 28 hours for your comfort. I'm not here for your silence or for your guilt. I'm here to tell the truth. And so Baltimore is not isolated. Our nation is invested in grounding, and is grounded in stealing the futurity of Black bodies. Like, it's no accident. It's not a riot. It's not unplanned. It's not unscheduled. I keep saying these words purposely. Every 28 hours for overtly the last 5 years. And people talk about this violence like it's new, and no, we're just paying more attention now. Freddie Gray didn't, for reasons unknown, run from the police. You run from people who are known to murder you. You run from those who are coming after you with knives and guns. You run to protect, like to survive. And so we have this narrative of, oh, this is unknown, and this is a racial problem. This is not a racial problem or an accident. This is a very specific national act of anti-Blackness that we were all engaged in. And in our silence, we are consenting. And so I want to take a minute and have everyone like sit with your discomfort, because you all look really uncomfortable, and that's a good thing. Like, sit with your position within this system of white supremacy. Think about how you responded to the Black Lives Matter protest on campus. Were you one of the people who walked through the circle? Were you one of the people who were upset because the sidewalk was blocked and you were inconvenienced for 5 minutes of your day? Think about the way you respond to the riots and the looting, and that every 28 hours another Black body is murdered by police. Baltimore is not isolated. I'm not here to talk about Baltimore. I'm here to talk about the blood we're nationally choking on. I'm here to talk about all this anti-Blackness. And I'm terrified doing it because this is not a safe thing for me to do. Just Ada Gundry is proof it is not safe for me to tell this truth. So take a moment and sit with this. There are so many things I could say here. I talked in my class about how one of the big things I see about Baltimore is the poor CVS that got taken down, and how I don't care about CVS. I hear about the Tumblr feed of the Baltimore police system where their official Tumblr feed was like, could you please be peaceful? 3 of our police were in the car, windows have been broken. And people respond, could you please be peaceful? Another member of our community has been murdered by you. I think about the live Tumblr feed in Ferguson, and the live Tumblr feed in New York, the live Tumblr feed in Atlanta, and the live Tumblr feed in Houston. And like how we are constantly like absorbing and consuming images of Black bodies rioting, images of Black bodies being killed. And we don't do this with anybody else. When we see other tragedies, we don't show the bodies of victims out of respect. But when we see tragedies surrounding Black bodies, there's blood and bodies everywhere, on Facebook, on Tumblr, on Twitter. I can't watch TV. I can't listen to the radio without drowning in all this blood. And we're so used to drowning in the blood, we don't even mind. We don't even wash our hands as a nation anymore. And then we ask, why is this happening again? Why is there a race riot every summer? It's not about racism. This is specifically about anti-blackness, and we should name it. And we should sit with our positions in white supremacy. We should deconstruct that. We should challenge that. We should ask ourselves, what have I done today to perpetuate white supremacy? What have I done to perpetuate anti-blackness? What have I done today that is violent? And what am I going to do to stop it?